Hi friends, today let's talk a little about how you can bring design layers into the Figma canvas from code. Right now there are a few ways. You can capture a screen with the Figma Chrome extension, you can copy layers from Figma Make, or bring in design layers from connected code workflows. And that's already a helpful starting point, but historically, when those layers came in, they were mostly raw values. Colors, spacing, and other properties were there, but they weren't tied back to your design system. So even though you had a useful starting point on the canvas, there was still another cleanup step in the workflow. We've all felt this and know it's less than ideal. So now, when code comes in as design layers, Figma can automatically match and attach your variables across the designs as a start. This is especially helpful when product screens only exist in code, or when you're working with a legacy design where the original file doesn't exist anymore. Instead of recreating everything from scratch, you can bring that experience back into Figma and continue iterating from there. Let's take a look at one of the easiest ways to get started, the Figma Chrome extension. Here we have our app download page that's started in code, and we want to bring it into Figma. So let's use the Chrome extension. We'll select it and capture the page. And once it's been copied to the clipboard, we'll switch over into a new Figma file. Before pasting, let's make sure that the design system library is enabled in this file. That way we'll have access to the variables from our system. And perfect, we already have that library on in the file. So let's go ahead and paste that design right onto the canvas. And as we start clicking into the design, we can see that we already have variables applied, things like typography and into colors here. And if we inspect the design a bit more, we can even see that we have our spacing values applied to auto layout. And because the variables in our library include web code syntax, Figma has more naming context to match what exists in code with what exists in the Figma library. Now, it's still worth reviewing the results as you're refining your designs, especially if your system has a lot of similar variables, multiple modes, or a bit of complexity to it. We can also use check designs as a second pass to catch anything that may need attention. And maybe there were some missing matches or suggestions that we may want to consider swapping in a more intentional variable. Let's update some of the padding here. We'll apply that to use our variable. We'll do the same thing with this one right here, but maybe we will leave this one alone. Let's also update some typography. Rather than just having the variables bound directly to the type properties, let's update them so they use our styles that have the variables backed behind them. So whether you're capturing a screen with the Chrome extension, copying layers from Figma Make, or generating designs through MCP, variable matching helps reduce the time spent cleaning up raw values. That means teams can bring coded or legacy experiences back into Figma, keep more of their design system intact, and move faster on the work that actually matters, refining the experience. If you're working with screens that only exist in code, this can be a great place to start.